Okay, here we go.
Alright, TechSimGaming here with a tutorial video on how to change the headlights on a 8th model Camry. That is the 2018 to the 2024 model year. This is the SE version, and we are going to be going through changing out the headlights and wiring the daytime running lights for the new headlights that we're going to be putting in. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and pop the hood. So that's what we're going to start with. Alright, so there are going to be a couple of tabs that we need to pop off to start. We're going to need to pop off these tabs on this engine bay cover here. So we're going to need to pop off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs. That takes off that first cover there. That's going to be the first thing we need to do. So let's go ahead and do that now. Some people have a little tool that takes these up. I just use a flathead screwdriver. You kind of just pry under here and pop them up like this. And they should come up just like that. So we're going to do that with all 5 of those. So there are those first 5 there. We're going to sit those over to the side, out of the way. So just like that, this first initial piece comes up. So we got to remove this bumper piece here, which this whole front bumper is just one big piece. So we got to try to remove not the whole bumper, but enough of the bumper for us to be able to unscrew that bolt there and that bolt on the side there. So with that being said, we now need to go through and remove these 4 bolts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these 2 clips here. That'll get this front piece off there. So I'm gonna go in with my 10mm socket and remove those 4 screws. That's those 4 screws there. And as you see, this will start to loosen up here. I'm going to take this clip up here. As you see, this one has nice little slots for you to kind of pop them up. So this one's a little bit easier to get up. There's that one there. And as you see, this whole front bumper piece now is coming up. Okay? Now, the next step is going to be attempting to take the side panels of the bumper off. So if you take a look here on the side, underneath the bottom here, there is a tab here that needs to come off. Very tiny tab that we're going to pop off and pop out. And once you take that off, this will start to lift. And you'll need to separate here up at the top. There's 3 clips, 1, 2, and 3, and then there's 2 more clips on the side here. It just takes a little bit of force to pull and they come out. And the same with the top here. See how the clips are just kind of sitting over? If you're worried about snapping them, you can just take and lift them up over those clips there, and that'll separate it like that. If you're worried about pulling them, but you really could just pull them out and it will come out as well. But if you notice there, If you lift past there, that'll come loose just like that. So we're going to do the same thing with the other side. And there, that part goes there. And as you see now, the bumper kind of lifts and comes down. Now, some people will want to remove more of the screws just for their sake, but if you are able to get to all of the necessary screws, right, there's really no point. As you can see, the socket for the headlight is right in here. So with that being said, if I can get in there, there's really no point in me taking off the entire bumper and doing extra work when not necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start removing the bolts for the headlight. So I'm going to start with this top one here. I'll go with this one. Then I'm going to go with the one on the side here, if I can get in here without moving anything. Comes out there, and then a screw here up at the top. And then that should pop there. Lift over, that should pop there, and then you just kind of jimmy it here. We should be able to lift this out without taking the entire bumper off. Plastic clips, there we go. Then get this piece from under here. That now frees this up. So now that we have this out, we have to unhook our existing headlight. That is our turn signal light there, and then we have our wiring assembly there, which we're not going to bother. We're just going to go ahead and disconnect this here. Then disconnect that there. That is connected by a clip as well. I'm going to use a set of pliers to remove that. There. So here is the new left headlight, which we are going to place here. As you see, it has some of the attachments here for the new light and the new wiring harness that we are going to hook up here. Alright, so now we are going to disconnect the turn signal from the assembly. Now we are going to connect these 3 wires here to our headlights here. So this wire connects here. Okay. Turn signal light connects here. And and this last one connects here. Okay, so those are our 3 lights, and this is our daytime running light here. As I mentioned before, the daytime running light is going to need to be wired separately with the accessory that is included for the daytime running light switch that you're going to hook to the fuse box. So what we're going to do is now we're going to drop this new headlight in here, pull this bumper out, and kind of jimmy it in here at that spot. Then we're going to kind of lift up.
That sounds good. I look forward. I guess you've heard any more from the
To that spot there. See, look, I'm getting clipped on something down here at the bottom. I'm gonna try to pull this out a little bit more and lift up there, just like that. All right. So now that that is in, I'm just going to drop those latches on top there so that it doesn't move out of its place. And now that new headlight is sitting in its spot there. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take out this fuse switch here for the daytime running light. And again, this goes to both of the headlights. You'll notice that one is shorter, one is longer. The shorter one is going to go to the driver's side headlight because the fuse box is sitting right there. So we're going to go back here, find that switch there, and connect it here. Okay. Then we're going to take fuse switch here and connect it inside here. So we're going to go to the first accessory switch here. I'm going to take out with the and replace there. Make sure it's good and snug in there. Okay. I'm going to kind of run that down and kind of snap it over just like that. So there it should come out there. Okay. So that is the first one. Before we hook it all up, I'm going to turn it on, test it out, make sure it works well, and then we will hop back in and connect it up. So now that that is all working properly, we're going to go ahead and screw everything back in, kind of close this up now since we're done with this side. So I'm going to go ahead and take our socket here, start with the first screw down here in the front. Don't want to over tighten too much because you don't want anything to crack. And I'm I'm gonna go with the next screw there. Don't want to over tighten again. I'm gonna go with the next screw there. Okay, that's snug. Now we're just gonna hit that screw that's on the side. So your clip here that sits in this spot here probably will not come out, right? Mine is coming out because a nice old lady decided to give me a love tap in a parking lot one day, and so that piece is now loose, so yours won't come out. It's attached by these screws here, so that is on its way to be fixed this week coming up. So yours should not come out when you get ready to hook yours and attach yours. But the only thing is, it's still held together by this screw anyways. There. Alright. So now that piece is good. So now the entire assembly is put in. So that's one. So now it's time to go on over to the other one. Same. So we've got our 4 bolts. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 over on the side here. This one seems to be a little more tight. So, just for your purposes and in case this is something that you may want to do to make it easier for you, there are a couple of extra screws you can loosen to kind of loosen this up some and give you a little bit more leverage. So if you look down under the bottom, there is a screw, and I don't know how good we'll be able to see it. There's a bolt there, right there under the bottom. If you loosen that bolt, that'll loosen the bumper a little bit more. So I'm going to loosen that really quick. As you see there, that loosens it up big time for you. So, now that we have that, which will make most of your job easier, now you can just go in here and take that out. And as you see, even though it's loose, you see this piece is still intact, unlike the other side there. So now we can go ahead and lift up and out here. This will pull out there and then flip it up here. Same process, we're just going to remove these clips. See, once you do something once, second time is always easy. So now let's come in with the other light assembly here. Same process with connections. And then I'm going to run this under and get it and connect it to the other fuse for the daytime running light on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and place this in here just like we did the other. So now that is all in place, we're going to go through the back here. Here is our daytime running light wire. We're gonna kind of take this other one from the other side. This wire we had already connected up. We're gonna run this in a good spot away from other items that could cause problems. So where am I gonna go with this? I am just gonna run it over the top here. Okay, I'm gonna run it over the top of this air box here, this air intake here. I'm gonna run it over the top and zip tie it up, make it look nice with the others. So we're gonna get in and test this headlight as well before we hook everything back up. And once we know this is good, we'll be finished and we can reassemble the front bumper and we should be good to go. Perfect. So we are looking good in the neighborhood. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna fix up this last piece here, reassemble these couple of screws first. All of this is completely back assembled. We can now work our way backwards and reassemble the entire front bumper. So we're going to start from that last screw we took out the bottom there. Get my angle adapter here, make my life easier instead of having to jack the vehicle. I'm gonna go here and reattach the screw at the bottom. Feed through there and back through there. I'm gonna go ahead and start finger tightening it so it's already kind of in place. And then tighten the rest just like that. So that bottom piece is back in place. Now we can kind of lift up from the sides now. I'm not going to bring it on this side. And you want to make sure that when you lift up, those pieces kind of fold back in its place. So I'm going to lift up, kind of slide there. Kind of get it, make sure it kind of sits. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to go here with these clips, kind of clip them back in. Clip there, there, and there. Okay. If you come on the other side, we'll do the same thing. Kind of lift up on this piece here and kind of make sure that they're already kind of in their spots, but then lift up and kind of flip that back in. Now we're going to tighten. My cat is scratching through the window upstairs. I think he sees me outside. Better not get his behind in trouble. So we're going to clip these other pieces back together. Okay. Now they're hooked back in. And then there's one piece left, which are those tiny clips we took out earlier. These will go back into their top slots, just like that. And just like that, the side is done here. We'll do the same thing with the other side over here. All in place. Now it's time to get the screws back in. So again, we've got 2 more clips. These 2 clips with the, remember they had the little divots in it for us to pop them up with. Those gonna go on the corners here. Okay, one there and one here. Now that's all in place. Now we're going to go with our 4 main screws over the top. There's one there. Don't want to over tighten too much there. There. I've already got kind of the clicker on so it doesn't the ratchet on so it doesn't go over tighten itself. So that goes there. Alright, so that ratchet is there. So that is all tied down now. So that's good and tight. Notice the bumper is very secure on the front now, so the bumper is completely reassembled. Only thing we need to do now is place the cover over the top here. Again, my goal is to run this wire under this cover. So I'm going to tie it down, but basically when we run this wire and tie it down, you shouldn't see anything because it will be sitting right under this plastic cover over here and run it through the bottom there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some ties and tie this thing down, and we're going to make this thing look nice, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I am going to take some of this Scotch 33 plus vinyl electric tape and cover that connection point there. Now, don't punish me in the comments section. I'm not a electrical tape pro. I'm just doing what I need to do to get the job done. Alright, so if you know how to use electrical tape better than I do, good for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to feed this under here. Kind of run the rest of the wires there. But I just need to see what would be the best way to feed that under there so that it stays. It seems to be staying on its own though, so I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to tuck it in there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. Kind of got it tucked under there, right under here. Do the same thing with this side. I'm going to do the same thing with this side here. Kind of just feed it under that bottom piece there. Alright, so now it's time to take this excess wire and slack and kind of tie it up together. As you see there now, that is kind of tied up there. I'm gonna kind of feed feed those wires like right under this little groove here. And that wire is kind of already running itself naturally through here. And that is gonna kind of do it in terms of hiding those wires. So right now we've got the wire kind of running from here, under there, over the top of this piece here, back under the bottom there, through there, and to the fuse box. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to take the cover and place it back on the top, making sure that we kind of account for the fact that we want, first we got to tuck this under here, but making sure we tuck that wire under that panel cover there. See how it is covered now, out of sight, out of mind. And then we're going to place our 5 clips back in their respective spots. These things are very, very fragile, so be careful with these. They're very brittle. And believe it or not, just like that, we are done. And we are completely reassembled. The front of the vehicle is looking awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and close up the hood and give a little demonstration of the new look. Alrighty, and that'll do it. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you leave a comment if you have any questions. Be sure to subscribe. Again, this is TechSimGaming. That required a little bit of wiring and a little bit of tech, so we of course recorded it for the channel. But again, this is TechSimGaming back with another video, and we are out. See you in the next one.